I'm Jesse Fortune, and I'm about to share with you my latest original, The Secret Japanese Garden, commissioned by good friends and patrons. They own another piece that they commissioned last year. Well, they're both triptychs, but the major difference in the last one I did and this one is they gave me a color palette and a size, and they just let me go free. On this one, they had very specific notions. They wanted koi fish, they wanted a Japanese garden. I wanted to go past the garden and go into more like a mysterious forest. And I kind of made the story that you're like a hawk or a spirit, kind of covering, the forest, just scouting out, checking stuff out, and you see something cool, you want to come down for a closer look and discover this nice little pathway. And on the way to the bridge, you stumble upon these wise old fish. They're probably, koi gods from 100 years ago, passed on from generations. The color harmony is probably the most important. Then the design elements. These brush strokes, or knife marks, I guess, at the very end of the painting, are tied directly into the fish scales. And then the design, the drawing of the composition leads the fish back into the waterfall. And the rocks are curved in such a manner that they lead you back into the trees. And essentially the painting starts over. I would have never just decided to make a 6-foot triptych with a koi fish and a bridge and a bird's eye view, but because they invested in my talent, I just adopted it and fell in love with the idea. And so I tried to just get in there and live in that place for the entirety of making this painting. Any of my pieces, I try to make interesting every time you look at it. They really dug it. They saw it the other day.
Great, I love it.
Good. Nice work again.
They've seen the piece and they said, we love it. They understood I had to add a few things or maybe tweak barely anything, but essentially they tell me, sign it, and then we do an epoxy resin layer that's going to give the entire piece museum quality. After the epoxy resin is set and the piece is ready to install, I work with the homeowner, the patron, to make sure it's absolutely perfect in their home. And I like to do it myself with an assistant to make sure it's perfect. And so that final touch after the installation, we'll go and we'll install the customized lighting with dimmer switches. That goes a long way to when you're pitching your services or trying to get in front of new patrons and clients, that you can invent their idea and bring it to life. They snap their fingers and the lights come on, and you want that OMG effect every time they see it forever.